Okay. Let's see. Pending. Hey. Okay, hello. How is everyone? I don't know if y'all can even hear me. Hopefully. Okay. So. Okay. That's so stupid. This is my first time doing a live stream, so I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm so sorry. Oh my goodness. Okay, give me 2 seconds, please. Okay. I'm dying. I don't even have anything ready. Okay. We're trying this. That's not okay. How is everyone doing? Hopefully well. Oh my goodness. I am dying. Okay, I don't even know who's here and who's not. Okay. Oh my goodness. Oh, okay. I am dying at the moment. Okay, so I've been getting a few requests to do Ninjago Lloyd X Reader a lot, and I've also been getting a few more requests to do more Deimos videos. And since we just hit 100 subscribers, we should do a live stream, which is what I'm doing now. Oh my goodness. So, okay. Sorry for the bad internet if you guys are even watching this. I don't even know how long this is gonna be. You're gonna suffer with me. Okay. So it's Ninjago Lloyd X Reader Storms. I don't even know how long this is gonna be. I sound like a freaking broken record. So, the sudden flashes of light and loud booms had awoken you. As you roll over, you try to hold back a groan of annoyance. Today has been rough. Okay. Today has been rough. Has been a rough day for you and your friends, the ninjas. Where was I? As you lay in bed, willing the. Oh my god. No, I'm suffering. I'm dying. My computer's being stupid. Thank you. Okay. Today's been a rough day for you and your friends, the ninjas. This is. Hello. I'm currently dying. Welcome to the video. Goodness, everything is not going good. Okay. So, Ninjago Lloyd X Reader. The sudden flashes of light and loud booms had woken you. As you roll over, you try to hold back a groan of annoyance. Today has been a rough day for you and your friends, the ninjas. As you lay in bed, willing the storm to lessen you think back on the events of today. Oh my goodness. Willing the storm to lessen you think back on the events of today. As you started off with helping Zane making breakfast, and then gathering a workout with helping the ninjas train. Personally, you weren't you weren't a ninja in training, but you'd do anything to help these guys out. Go away. To help these guys out. Okay. After they saved you and your village from the Serpentine attack, Sensei Wu had seen something in you and asked you to join the team. After training, as you went to help Nia, it's the bridge of the bounty. Sometimes during the afternoon is when the youngest member of the ninja called your attention away. You and Lloyd got along well, and well, as someone your age and a kid could get along. Hey, Shorty, what you need? Wondering what the boy needed help with, as you followed him down the hall to the laundry room. Your name? Don't call me Short, the boy whined. I need a little help with laundry, and I don't think Zane trusts me with the gig after the incident. Goodness. And it's no problem, you said as you rolled your sleeves, steeling yourself for the task ahead. As you snapped back to reality at the my goodness, at the timid knock on the door. Your name? Are you awake? Was the hushed question from the hallway. Yeah, you can come in, as you replied in an equally hushed tone. As you were thankful that Nia was dead to the world in the bunk above yours. As the doors opened and shut quietly as the boy crept to the side of your bed. Can I sleep with you? The storm woke me up. Goodness. Okay. Can I sleep with you? The storm woke me up. As Lloyd jumped slightly as the next bolt of lightning flashed. Sorry about that. Hello. Hi, Jason. How are you? Oh, sorry about that. Where was I? So, illuminating is the big green eyes and the I'm scared but I don't want to show it expression. Silently, as you mentally debated whether or not to let him pretty much use you as a pillow, with a small sigh of defeat, as you lifted your blanket, an invitation the boy quickly accepted as thunder shook the ship. Comfy? You asked as Lloyd wiggled into place and closed his eyes. All the answer you got was a soft snore as the kid drifted off to dreamland. With a small smile, as you two shut your eyes and started to drift to sleep. Hey, Eartha, your name? Is someone in there? The hand waving in front of you brought you back from La La Land. Huh? What? Jay, get your hand out of my face. Is jerking back from the offending appendage of the ninja. Its ninja had returned before now, after being gone for the past 2 days. As with their absence came change, a major one to boot, and was the reason your brain stalled trying to process the sight before you. Lord Garmadon was standing at the back of the returning group, which normally wasn't a problem, except this time, instead of the boy who had left this afternoon, was a teen. who shifted from foot to foot nervously. What the hell happened? Everyone jumped slightly at the rage in your tone. It's okay. Have a good night, Jason. What the hell happened? Everyone jumped slightly at the rage in your tone. And posture. Posture. Sorry. I really need to turn that off. There we go. Now no one will disturb me. What the hell happened? Everyone jumped slightly at the rage in your tone and posture. It's We Got Into Kids by Garmadon, Jay started. Yeah, and he sent the Grundle to eat us. Kai cuts in. Yeah, but Sensei had some traveler's tea that, Zane added. Aged the Grundle and us, but Lloyd as well. Cole included in the four-part harmony. We told not to, and now that's why. What? we told not to that he's giving up his childhood. As you held your hand up, interrupting Kai and rubbing your temples, processing the story of the past 2 days. Your name, it was my choice. I did it to save the ninja. As this, Lloyd stepped forward, and I would do it again. Lloyd made a hard decision tonight, and I think we should all trust in his judgment. It is getting late, and perhaps a good night's sleep will help soothe everyone. Will soothe the event of today. Goodness. Yes, Sensei. Yeah, and I could use a rest. Nia said. As the ninjas started their nightly routines, leaving you alone. After a sigh and a slight pray for strength, you two went about preparing yourself for bed. However, instead of heading straight to bed, you went to the main room, is to watch the city and its inhabitants. For about an hour, you sat there, stewing in your thoughts before a flash of light caught your attention in the distance. The storm front was moving in, and with it is the terrible twins, lightning and thunder. Creeping as quietly as you could back to Nia's and your room, shared room, as you settled in the bed, but unable to sleep. At least closing your eyes, you tried to count sheep until that first rumble of thunder assaulted your eardrums. It's rumbling the heels of your palm into the hollow of your eye sockets, and inwardly groaned. First it was surprise of seeing Lloyd, and now this. Normally you could sleep through storms, but there was a couple of times when a thunderstorm would shake you from the world of dream and keep you awake. Tonight seemed like one of those nights where sleep would be an impossible. After a few minutes, as you heard something padding down the halls with the steps heading towards your room, rolling over to face the door, it opened to allow the head of the green ninja. His eyes darted to the window as a bolt of lightning illuminated the room. Your name, is it okay if I sleep with you here? I mean, sure, Lloyd. As you cut him off. Is remembering the night on the bounty, and knew this was still the same kid who had come to you for comfort. It's whenever there was a thunderstorm at night, it's the newly grown teen crossed the room in record time and jumped under the covers, as a rumble of thunder shook the walls. As he wrapped his arms around you, and you could feel him slightly shake, and hugged him back. Over the time, as you had spent the ninja, they had all used you as a pillow, and told you were a good one. What? After half an hour, Lloyd was breathing deeply and steadily, signaling that he was asleep, and you were almost there too. That Lloyd was going to need help adjusting to this situation as much as the rest of you, but he still was a kid, and your last thought before you fell asleep in the clutches of sleep. Nice. So, are there any other books you guys want to read? Goodness. Okay. Any other ones? I don't know. Okay. How about... I don't know. This one. Okay, I don't know. Okay, let's see. About this one. I don't know if you heard it, but could I get some for Lord Garmadon from okay. Okay. No. Do you have a request? 'Cause I do not. I don't know. I don't have anything ready. Of course I don't. When do I ever have anything ready? Okay, this. Okay, let me see. How about... I read too much. I read way too much fanfiction. Because I can't find any more. What is this? How about some... Oh, it's not how you spell it. Werewolf. Some werewolves. Okay, so Ash X Werewolf Reader. Me, the human sorcerer, who is called Ava, and my men are all going downtown to the things the human call mall. Humans being confusing. On our way, a bright light shines from an alley. Pierce pulls his sword out, signaling the others to get in the battle stance. Ava places herself behind Pierce, probably because he's the scariest, because of his height and serious looks. And I think she's going to Wait, I think she's got a liking to him. Hell, I don't know what that means. As we cautiously approached the area the light came from, as once we got close enough, as we see a human, always humans causing trouble. I roll my eyes. Wait, sorceress Ava stops us from walking away. We all turn to her. That's not a human. Leaf walks into the alley. Leaf, we don't know what that is. Don't walk towards the danger. Reyes tries to stop him. Let him die. It's on his own, not us. I fold my arms. We hear Leaf scream, "Ow, that hurts! That hurt!" Leaf! As Reyes yells, running in, us following. We all see Leaf on the ground and a stretch mark on his face. What did you do? What are you doing lying on the ground? What was it? I yelled, demanding an answer. As Leaf stands up, I don't know. It was like a human, but it had fur, fluffy ears and tail. Fluffy? Ava yells, and stars appear in her eyes, and then she quickly makes her way to where Leaf said the thing went. Ava, is Noise says, and goes after her. Everybody else following. I groaned and decided to follow as well. Once I get to the others, I look in the corner to see a small What the heck? Your gender, cowering against the wall. They have hair length, hair color, and bright eyes. They're quite short, might I say. Oh, what's your name? Ava asked, bending down. The human animal thing doesn't reply. I demand you tell me what you are, where you came from, and what is your name. I yell at it, causing Ava to jump from surprise. As she stands up and hits me on the shoulder. You can't be mean. I'm a werewolf. It's the thing speaks as well. We all turn to it. I smirk at the sorcerer, and she just gave me a weird look. Continue. I tell it. I came from Alexander? Guardian. Yes. Your name, I demand. Your name, last name. Ava steps forward. May I ask why you're here? She just looks at Ava. I put my arm out. I got this. Ava steps back in place. Tell me why you are here. My parents didn't want me anymore, so they sent me to this place to get rid of me. Your name says. So that means you don't have any place to stay, I pointed out. She shakes their head yes. And then you will stay with me and my men. Pierce steps forward. It's not like you to be like this. Are you okay, Your Majesty? I wave him off. I'm fine. I just like this one. Follows my orders easily. I'm Reyes. This is Ava, Leaf, Noi, Pierce, and Ash. Reyes introduces us. Come, follow me, I demand, and begin to walk off everybody following, including your name. It's been a few months since Ash took me in. I only really talked to him. I talk to the others too, but I spend more time with Ash. Me and Ava always like to talk at the end of the day in her room. She's like a sister I never had. Currently, me and Ash are watching the thing Ava calls TV. This is so boring, Ash yells, and throwing the remote thing at the TV. It makes a loud noise, and the screen looks broken. Ava heard the noise and rushes out of her room. What? My TV! It's Ava gasps, and then storms off into her room. It's my ears flattened against my head. She didn't look too happy, Ash. She'll be fine, your name, Ash says, and he rolls his eyes and folds his arms. Hey there, babe. A seductive voice calls out to me. I turn to see Leaf. Yes, Leaf? Can I ask 2 things? He says, sliding next to me on the thing Ava calls couch. I shrug my shoulders. I guess I don't mind. He smirks and puts a hand on top of my thigh. A kiss and a long night with you. My face turns a deep crimson. Ava told us about kissing and all that stuff. Whenever we were watching a romantic movie together, and the humans started doing some stuff, she also told us about pickup lines since Noi got confused on what they were saying. It's my ears flattened against my head, and my tail wraps around my waist. I always do that with my tail when I'm nervous. It's a habit. Faster than you can blink. Its Leaf is on the other side of the room, its clothes slightly burnt. Ava heard the noise and screams when she sees Leaf. And then she turns to me and Ash. Ash, what did you do? Ash stood up. I'm leaving. It's Ash storms out without saying another word, slamming the door behind him in the process. Ava sighs and rolls her eyes. Pierce? Pierce comes out of nowhere. Yes, Ava? Ava turns to him. Can you bring Leaf into my room? I needed to clean up these cuts. No problem, Pierce says and grabs Leaf to bring him in Ava's room. Hey, Ava, I'm going after Ash. I don't want him getting hurt or lost, I say, standing up. Ava looks at me. All right, thank you, your name, for being sensible. As walking through the streets of Earth with no protection of the cold is terrible. I can't even have my tail or ears as protection. I have to hide them or I will be sent to Area 51. I wonder where Ash is. He could make me warm. Ash. Here we go, bits. Ash, he's so handsome. I've had a crush on him for quite a while now. He's just so nice. So nice to me. It's like he has this part in him, in his heart, that's just for me. Well, I have that for him. Maybe he's at the park. I start walking to the park. After walking a while, I arrive, and there's nobody I can see. I decide to look anyways, hoping that he will be here and safe. After about 10 minutes, I begin to lose hope. I lean against the tree, feeling the cold consume me. Your name? What are you doing here? My eyes shoot open. Ash! I stand up quickly and throw myself into his chest. It's letting the warmth overpower the cold. I was looking all over for you. I was worried. It's not like you to just get up and leave without saying anything. He wraps his arms around me. Yeah, well, Leaf pissed me off. How? I say, looking up at him. He tried to take you from me, he says, his grip tightening. My face turns slightly pink. What does that mean? He sighs. Your name, I've been in love with you ever since the first night you stayed with me. You're amazing in every single way. I just can't stand the thought of you thought of you slipping out of my grasp so easily. Ash, I love you too. He looked at me with shock, and no warning, he kissed me. I kissed back once I processed what's going on. We part. You are my girlfriend/boyfriend, he demands. I smile. And you are my king. Goodness, how long has it been going on? No clue. 20 minutes, 30 minutes ago. What now? What now? What now? Okay. What now? I don't know. I don't even know. Do you have a story? Any favorite characters? Okay, I don't know. I don't know. Oh, well, I didn't even mean to do that. Okay. Why not? Okay, jealousy. It was a normal day except for the fact that it was 1,000,000,000 degrees outside. Everyone had their backs against the large snowball that Jay and Kai begged Zane to create. Nia had suggested going to the beach, but you wanted to save the beach for some other day. Of course you didn't say that, though. You kind of wanted it to be a surprise. Its snowball was becoming very small as the day went on. It was obviously going to melt. It's when the snowball came down to the size of a yoga ball, Lloyd stood up and stretched after about an hour of sitting next to the snowball and talking about stuff. I'm going to get ice cream. Want to come, your name? Lloyd asked as he stretched his arm above his head. Yes, please. As you jumped up and stood next to Lloyd. Anyone else? As you asked the ninja. They all scrambled to their feet and began walking towards the sidewalk. You and Lloyd followed as he slipped his hand in yours, and you are on your way to get some ice cream. Hey guys, it's maybe we can just stay in a Walmart or something, as they have air conditioning, as Kai suggested. It's when you all passed the park, its kids were running around, holding popsicles while their parents looked like they were dying on the benches and picnic tables. Some were pushing their kids on the swings and looked ready to pass out. As we are a bunch of teens, did you really think they will let us stick around in Walmart for even an hour? You guys should really, you guys would get bored and start pushing each other in the shopping carts, Nia said as she put her hair back. Is you not in an agreement? Is you found that you and Nia agreed on a lot of things, and she said she was a really great friend, but of course Lloyd liked most of the things you did. We'll find somewhere to cool off, guys. Let's just worry about the ice cream, as you said. Ice cream was about the only thing on your mind at the moment. As you were thinking of all the flavors, moose tracks, cookie dough, bubblegum, strawberry, Cookie Monster, cookies and cream. Oh gosh, someone just give me the ice cream. Is you all rounded the corner so that you guys were on the sidewalk in front of the ice cream shop. It's Lloyd had told you something that made you laugh, so you hadn't seen what was in front of you at first. As your attention returned to walking to the ice cream shop, but you noticed someone. It was your ex-boyfriend, Lamb. You hadn't seen him since forever ago. My gosh. Did puberty hit him hard? He was much taller than you last saw him. And he had a strong jawline and a clear face. His shoulders were broad and his arms were more muscular. As you felt your face turn red and your mouth hanging open. As Lamb was walking with two other boys. As you remembered their faces from middle school, but couldn't find a name for them. As the three of them had been laughing as they entered the same ice cream shop you and the ninjas were about to enter. As you felt your stomach turn and twist. It's when you and the ninjas, it's when you and the ninjas entered, you all stood behind Lamb and his buddies. Fortunately, they were all facing forward and hadn't seen you. Your luck disappeared, though. Lamb turned around to tell them something, but froze when the both of you locked eyes. As your heart skipped a beat, everything the two of you had done together came flashing in your brain. As your mind flooded with memories of the kisses you and Lamb shared, the hugs, the hand-holding, the everything. His face softened down in his calm expression that you remembered so clearly as he walked towards you. As your heart felt like it was running a marathon right now, and you were about to ready to pass out. Lloyd Prov. It was such a relief to enter the ice cream shop. It's the cold breeze of air from the AC hits you when the doors slide open was amazing. Feeling on a day like this, my friends and I got in line to order ice cream. I noticed that your name has been acting a little different than usual since we first entered the ice cream shop. She was fidgeting and kept playing with the hem of her shirt. It was a habit of hers that she did when she was nervous. She was staring straight forward, but I wasn't sure at what. The only thing in front of us were three guys, with their backs to us. I glanced down to her hands and looked back up. One of the guys turned around and started coming towards us. My mind filled with questions. Who is this guy? Does he know me? Does he know your name? Maybe he's going to someone behind us. If he's coming towards your name, how does he know her? Did he intend on stealing her away from me? Your name, long time no see. As the boy walked up to us, said. I think I glared at him, but I wasn't sure. My mind was kind of fuzzy at the moment. Hey, Lamb. Your name started with her words. I got kind of confused. But how's high school been going? The guy Lamb asked. It's great. And it's the end of the year, so that's a good thing, your name answered. Her voice seemed a little calmer as she tripped over less words. As her hand slipped out of mine and put her hand behind her back. I was kind of panicking now. How about you? What have you been up to? You know, same old. Lamb shrugged. As your name nodded and glanced away. As you've changed a lot since middle school, your name. As you look really beautiful. Whoa. Did he just compliment my girlfriend in front of me? I looked down at your name. Her face was extremely red. I'm pretty sure jealousy was fueling me right now. Thank you, she replied, and she began fidgeting with the hem of her shirt again. Do you think we could meet up sometime and maybe catch a movie or something? Kind of like the good old days? Liam asked. That didn't. I stepped forward. I was surprisingly as tall as him. "Excuse me, but I'm her boyfriend, and I think you should back off now," I said, I said, maybe even aggressively. "Whoa, I didn't think she had a boyfriend," Lamb responded. "Is that supposed to be an insult towards her?" I was ready to beat this guy up. I was ready to go all Green Ninja on this guy. Energy balls and everything. Calm down, dude. I'm just telling the truth. I think maybe you should leave." "Oh, and why are you so intimidated?" And and why are you so intimidating?" Lamb pushed. As my hand opened from their fist and formed an energy ball, held it next to me. Lamb's eyes widened. I smirked and pushed my hands forward without releasing the ball. He flinched and took a large step back into his two friends. As they pulled him away and practically ran out of the ice cream shop. I looked over at your name. As her eyes looked a little puffy and red, I stared at her with confused expression. She wiped her eyes a bit and slipped my hand around her wrist and pulled them down from her face. "Hey, what's wrong, babe?" I asked, and she looked at me with a quivering lip. A tear rolled down her cheek, and I wiped it away with my thumb. It really hurt me to see you this way. "Lloyd is the best boyfriend ever, and you're so glad he made Lamb leave. It really hurt you to see Lamb again, since he hurt you really bad before the two of you broke up. He's my ex, Lloyd, and all he did was bring up a lot of painful memories," as you said softly. As the line for the ice cream moved forward, as Lloyd looked up at something behind you. "Kai, we'll see you guys back at the tea shop," Lloyd said, and he laced his fingers with yours. And you both walked out of the ice cream shop. He took you back to your apartment. No one was home, surprisingly. "Thank you, Lloyd," as you say to him. Is when he shuts the door and takes his seat on the couch. "I really needed to be somewhere quiet." "I figured that's what you wanted." He smiled lightly. He came over on the couch and sat down next to you. As you turned and put your back against the arm of the couch, Lloyd looked at you with a concerned expression. "As you really are the best guy any girl could ever have." As you really quietly paused and continued to look at him, is trying to figure out what Lloyd wanted. As you're probably wondering what happened to Lamb and I, you kind of state. It was kind of like a question as well. Lloyd made a thin line on his lips and glanced away. "Yeah, I kind of am, but don't tell me if it's gonna hurt you," Lloyd replied. You took a deep breath and exhaled. "Okay." Lamb and I started dating in middle school, maybe around 7th grade. We had been close friends since we were kids, but then we both started liking each other. And you know the drill. We dated until summer after our freshman year. I had a feeling our middle school relationship wouldn't last anyways. Dates with Lamb had been a rare thing that summer. Excuse me. And I wasn't surprised when he declined hanging out with me one day in summer. I wanted to talk to him in person about what was happening, so I was going to meet him at his apartment downtown. I normally entered through his window next to the fire escape. I was going to do the usual, but I looked through the window and he was with a girl. They were making out, and I couldn't stand it. It was making sense to me, and I ran down the fire escape quickly and left the part of town. Yeah, and I was crying. Not exactly tough. Lamb then moved away before sophomore year started, and I hadn't seen him until today. You finished? It's the entire time you talked about Lamb, as you had felt your heart, stringing inside your chest, as you hated thinking about Lamb, and you had almost forgotten about him until today. As Lloyd had listened to you, and try not to show too much of a reaction, this made you love him even more. He was an amazing listener and was okay with listening to what happened with you and your ex. That jerk. It's now I wish I really did throw the energy ball at him. Lloyd muttered, like, as you half smiled at him, as you scooted towards him and hugged him, as you placed a kiss on his cheek. Thanks for listening, Lloyd, and for being a better boyfriend than Lamb ever was, you say after pulling away from the hug. As Lloyd had smiled to your words, too bad Lamb ruined the ice cream for us. Yeah, no kidding, Lloyd said. I mean, we could still go if you want. Yeah, we should probably be heading back to the tea shop, you said. And as you suddenly realized that as you're shutting down some sort of date with Lloyd, and your face went red immediately. Oh, on the way there, as we should stop by the candy store. Lloyd's eyes lit up, and his lips turned into a smile. It was the same sparkle he gets when you talk about comics with him, or video games. I love fanfiction as well. I read it so much. When you talk about comics with him, or video games, or pranks, it was one of the cutest things about Lloyd. And that made you want to kiss him a million times. Then what are you waiting for? Well, as the candy isn't getting any younger, as Lloyd exclaimed, as he got to his feet. As you both left the apartment building and came to the sidewalk, as Lloyd offered to give you a piggyback ride to the candy store, and you accepted. It's the two of you were then off to the candy store so you guys could receive a sugar rush, and that would annoy the heck out of the rest of the ninjas. I would do that. So, what is your guys' favorite fan fiction? Is it a lemon, a lime, a fluff, or just a one-shots? And who is your favorite character, and where are they from? I want to know more about you guys. Goodness. Oh my goodness. Better, okay. There we go. That is. No. How about this? Okay. Cuddles and Snuggles. Okay. Comic Cuddles. You're a prov. I was with Lloyd in his bedroom, being bored. I was hanging from his bed upside down while he was on a beanbag, reading the latest Starfare comic. My bad. No one else was in the monastery, and we were bored. I saw him look at me with a smirk plastered on his "Come here," he said. I got up and sat on the same beanbag as him. His arms wrapped around my waist while the other held the comic in front of us. I snuggled down in his embrace as he told me about what happened previously in the comic series. As we read on until I feel my eyelids getting heavy, and then I fall asleep. Lloyd Prov. I felt your name's breathing pattern change and her body go limp. I looked down at her sleeping figure and smiled. I put the comic down and carried her to my bed. I laid down next to her and wrapped my arms around her waist. I feel her curl up into my chest. I smiled and slowly fell asleep with her in my embrace. Shared sweets. Lloyd Prov. Me and your name just bought 3 bags of sweets. As we were munching down on some favorite sweets, as we came down to the last one. Oh, don't do that again. And we came down to the last one. I looked at your name, and she looked back at me. We smiled, and then both raced to it. Our hands touched as they got to the sweet. "Who gets it?" she asked. An idea popped in my head, and I know she'll like it. I grabbed the sweet rapidly and put it into my mouth. Your name pouted until I smashed my lips into hers. As she kissed back, and I stuck my tongue into her mouth. I could tell she was enjoying it. I passed the sweet over to her as we continued to kiss. Her lips tasted like candies. As we pulled away because of the lack of oxygen we had. While she was pending, she asked me, "Do you want it back? Because I think I got it sweeter," she said. Her voice turned me on a little. I smashed my lips into hers. This time, she put her tongue in my mouth and gave me the sweet. She is right. It is sweeter than before. I pulled her onto my lap and she wrapped her arms around my neck. It's while I wrapped mine around her waist. "Ah, get a room!" someone shouted, and I could tell it was Jay. I pulled away from your name and smirked at Jay. "Okay, we will," I said. And with that, I picked her up bridal style and brought her to my room. Goodness. That was funny. Okay. Let me see here. How about if I learn how to spell. Oh no. Bless me. Now you know what my sneeze sounds like. Okay. My inner demon, Cuddling. Ash hated cuddling. Honestly, he hated all forms of physical contact in general. But sometimes when you woke up in the middle of the night, as you could often catch his arm wrapped around you protectively, he would rather die than admit it, but he secretly loved the feeling of having you close to him. Leaf. Spooning is Leaf's middle name. He loved pressing his face into your hair and being immersed in the strange smell that humans use for shampoo. Just having your warmth and scent near him was enough to relax him after a tiresome day. Oops. Rise didn't really seek out cuddling often, but the closest thing he would consider cuddling was when he would fall asleep on his chest while he was reading. Having time with his two favorite things, reading and you, what more could he ask for? If this was your daily routine during after hours at the cafe. It helped Rise distract himself from the headache he would have to face when he got to Ava's apartment. Noi's favorite cuddling position was literally just hugging, but on a bed, or some people would call it honeymoon hug. He just loved digging his face into the crease of your neck. At random times in the night, he would check if you were breathing, and since you were a light breather, he would have to tickle your sides randomly to hear you giggle to check up on you. He would never admit it, but Noi often would have nightmares of you not waking up, since that was his worst fear. That's why he would wake up and check on you sometimes at night. 1 second, please. Bro, Okay. Pierce. Oops. There we go. Pierce doesn't look like it, but he's a professional cuddler. That isn't like you two would cuddle for hours at a time, just being lazy together. He felt like a big sturdy teddy bear to you, and you were like a cute bunny that needed to be protected to him. You, plus being in Ava's apartment near the other Deimos, was a no-no to him. Nope, you were staying in his arms whether you liked it or not. Although you didn't seem to mind it much. Goodness. This thing has been going on for almost an hour. Wonder how long I can go. Geez, it's already 8:24 p.m. What am I gonna do? Not sleep. Okay, so I think I found another book. Okay, there you go. What is this? Rise. I almost called him Rice. Rise. Okay. My inner demons. The college life was not at all like you expected it to be. It's that glamorous illusion of nightlife and party life was shattered as soon as you arrived to your first class. Okay. Sure, you've been to, sorry. If the music gets too loud, just, you guys can say it in the chat and I can turn it down. Okay. The college life was not like you expected it to be. It's the glamorous illusion of nighttime and party life was shattered as soon as you arrived to your first class. Sure, you've been to some and sorority parties here and there, but that was only on the rare occasions that you had no assignments to worry about. Your time was quickly deteriorating as by the immense amount of homework and projects as your professor assigned you. As you heave this sigh, scanning your Introduction to Computer Science Volume 7 textbook, it would be another all-nighter for you. Cans of Red Bull were sprawled out through the kitchen table and floor. As your professor decided to give you yet another 10-page homework assignment. Good grief, how does this professor have time to grade all these papers? As you thought to yourself. A yawn escaped your mouth as you peered at your computer clock. Oh boy, 3 a.m. Sarcasm dripped from your remark as you typed a stream of code into your program. You are almost done. Just another page to go and you would be free from the clutches of the monster-sized homework assignment. It was hard enough that your professor expected their students to have no social life, but you also had to deal with a handful of quite lovely demons. The sarcasm was strong. Perhaps you should have majored in sarcasm instead of computer science. Of course, some of the demons were less troubles than others. Pierce, for instance, never caused trouble. He wasn't a demon of many words, and you often welcomed his company whenever you studied for an exam. Ash and Leaf were another story. Oh boy, did they make you want to tear your hair out. Even more so than your professor. You didn't mind noise company, only when he wasn't crying over Johnny. Rise, on the other hand, was a different story. He in many ways liked your equal. He in many ways was like your equal. His willingness to learn about both the material you were studying and you as a person was a breathing fresh air compared to the university students and the rest of the demons. Rise was a good man or demon. 4:25 a.m. You're finally done. And you saved 2 copies of the paper and turned it in. A massive weight was lifted from your chest. And in a blaze of glory, you left your computer and books on the table and crashed into your bed. The morning sun peeked through your curtains, shining directly on your face. Bloody! You almost cursed, turning your face away from the windows. Today was a Saturday, one of your only 2 days off, and you're taking advantage of this. Just as you were about to drift back to sleep, a loud shriek echoed throughout the apartment. You groaned in agony. Not on your day off. Fine. If the universe didn't want you to relax, might as well use this time to be productive. Lugging yourself off the warmth of the mattress as you made your way into the living room. And of course, the demons just had the lounge in the living room. Just what you needed on your day off. A circus. It wasn't long before Ava busted through the bathroom doors, fury burning in her eyes. Something inside you wanted not to ask about earlier. Listen up. If I'm going to be your prisoner, then we are going to have to lay down some ground rules. Ava turned to each of the demons. Ash was the first to take respond. As a prisoner, you do not get to make the rules. He asserted, leaning into Ava's face. This was going to take a while. The door rang. Ava turned to you. Your name, would you please get that? You nodded, heading to the door. You came face to face with Miss Oates. Oh, it's Miss Oates. Is greeted. Oh, your name. I've been so worried about you. It's the elderly lady, my bad, smiled. Thank you for your concern, Mrs. Oates. Miss Oates. I'll be fine. It's one final season. Miss Oates cuts you off. Oh no, dear, I heard you screaming all weekend. I was especially worried when I heard you scream for 3 hours straight. You blinked in confusion, only to nod along toward the story. Oh, I almost forgot. Do you think you could bring this to your grandson for me? Is you always deliver things on time, and I appreciate it so much. She held up a finely wrapped gift box. As you laughed awkwardly in response. Sure, I can do that. As you took the box from Miss Oates. Oh, thank you, darling. Now, what were you screaming about last night? Oh, you heard? I am so sorry. This was awkward for you. As you knew that the professor's homework would often cause you to scream and pull your hair out, but you never knew that you were that loud. As my professors have been assigning a lot of homework recently, and your name, look, I figured out how to put on clothing. As Rise lifted his arms out, as to a T-pose motion, to the sleeves on the t-shirt. Pierce was not far behind him. It was with a perplexed look on his face. No one saw him do it, and he wouldn't tell us. As Pierce remarked, as much as our company was appreciated or tolerated, now was not a good time. You did not want anyone to get the wrong idea. But Rise continued. That's because it was a test from the sorceress, and I passed again. A smug look washed over Rise's face. Oh, you really wanted to smack them right now? Shh, not now. Is your brow in annoyance as they turned the corner, leaving your sight. You turned face to face with Miss Oates. Yeah. Something glistened in Miss Oates' eyes. Oh, I see what's going on here. She winked at you. And, of course, she got the wrong impression. No, really, it was just for my homework. As Miss Oates winked at you again. I was young once, too. I'm glad to see you're in good hands, she smiled. Prisoner! As you heard in a voice behind you. Get over here now! Ash ordered. Oh, no. As thoughts whirled through your head. I'm sorry, I gotta go. As you slammed the door shut, only to hear, I was wild once, too, no shame. If you got game. Fading into the distance. Bloody hell, as you ran into the shared room. The last thing you needed was for your classmates to start thinking you were a nerd girl with a wild side. All you wanted to do was to get a damn degree. Okay. As you returned to the living room, the first thing you witnessed was Ava hugging her knees in pain. As your attention was turned to a cat, one you've never seen before. Rise was the first to break the silence, suggesting that the other demons learned how to put their human clothes on. You spoke next. Right. I have to put mine on. I have to take something for Jake. As you trailed off before returning to the bathroom. As Ava followed you. As you debated whether or not to tell Ava about Miss Oates before letting it all out. It needed to be said. Ava was sympathetic in patting your back while comforting you from your embarrassment. After all, Miss Oates had a tendency to spread the word around anyone who would listen. As you heaved a sigh before getting dressed and heading out to the living room. Alright, guys. Here's what's gonna happen. Ava clapped her hands. Rise, is you're going to come with your name to deliver this present since you were the only one to figure out the human clothes the fastest. You stared at his figure, and wow, he was well dressed. Perhaps you never realized it, but his human clothes suited him well. They were very classy enough, even for the preparious, even for the, even for the prepariest of college students? Question mark. But also his muscle, but also contorted his muscles beautifully. The others let out a low groan as you made eye contact with the brunette demon. God, that scared me. As you heard a subtle "not fair" from Pierce, as you couldn't help but giggle at his jealousy. Don't worry, Pierce. I enjoy your company just as much as I enjoy Rise's. As you winked at him flirtatiously. When did you get this confident? Only the universe knows. Wow. Before you knew it, you and Rise were off into the city. Excuse me. As you were eager to make the visit quick. As you wanted to cherish the time you had with Rise. Come on, Rise. Let's go before Miss Oates' grandson gets any ideas. As you motion him to follow you. Sorry about that. Okay. Where was I? Come on, Rise. Let's go before Miss Oates' grandson gets any ideas. Yeah, as you mentioned him to follow you. As Rise squinted for a second before asking you to elaborate. Ideas? What do you mean? You stopped in your tracks before turning to him, and wondering how in the world we were going to explain what you were implying without making the conversation awkward. The clock was ticking, and you scrambled for an explanation before settling on changing the subject. To your left, the ice cream truck was right there, calling your name. Ice cream, as you busted. Your outburst came a surprise to Rias, who stood there on the sidewalk, watching you knock some kid over to order your goods. Oh boy. And you were out of breath. Perhaps you were not in the best of shape, but you were too laser focused on the task at hand. Order the ice cream. Your name. It's a truck keeper smiled, turning towards you. Yeah, as you slammed a $10 bill on the table. Can I get the usual, please? The man laughed, and he turned to fetch your order. Actually, make that two. I deserved it after those dang professors that decided to torture me with. As you shuddered, math, you. As the clerk turned around with your ice cream, and he took the note of the mail behind you before, before excitedly remarking, "Oh, it's for a friend." And then it's on the house. As you blinked in confusion and turned around, only to plant your face into Rice's chest. Damn, he may not look it, but he's ripped. It was almost enough to distract you enough from the clerk's remarks. Though mildly offending, as you couldn't deny free ice cream. As you thanked him before handing Rise the ice cream. Come on, let's go eat. As you mentioned him to follow you again. As you led him to an empty table for two in the park. You never realized how graceful Rise was. The way he carried himself was one of the dignifying nature. Yeah, but there was something comforting about his aura. Yeah, as you felt as if you could let your guard down. You felt as if you could let his guard down around him. To completely expose yourself to him. The two of you walked for seemed like hours about human culture. As Rise nodded his head taking in this new information. Every minute you spent with him felt like seconds. As your eyes met Rise for a moment, he squinted again. It was a quirk. It was a quirk of his that you noticed. He would often do the same when you explained the concepts that he questioned when scanning the computer screen textbook. You couldn't help but giggle. As Rise looked up from his ice cream, shooting you a questioning look. Is something wrong? He asked, tilting his head to the side. Another quirk you noticed. When you didn't understand something, it took you a moment to think of what to say. Sorry, made your eyes soften. I couldn't help but notice that you squint a lot. When you squint a lot when you take in concepts. You could have stopped there, but before you could stop yourself, out came the words, I think it's cute. Oh, oh shit. I really just said that out loud, huh? Well, might as well own it, right? Well, thank you, your name. He flashed a smile. There are so many things I don't understand about humans and their culture. Rice continued. You smiled. Well, then I'll be happy to answer your questions. But first, try the ice cream. It's melting. He pointed his hand. Rice took a bite of his ice cream. His eyes lit up immediately. This is amazing. Rice's eyes widened before finishing the whole thing. To be frank, you were quite taken back about how fast he finished it. Is you finished yours soon after? Let's go. I want to make sure that others aren't giving Ava a hard time. As Rice stood up from his seat, offering you a hand, muttering a small thank you as you took his hand and helped him up. Excuse me. As the two of you were about to leave the park, an idea flew into your head. You wanted to spend more time with him, some alone time. As you wanted to get to know him better, perhaps out of nowhere, as you had an urge to call out to him, to ask him to spend some time with you. You called out to him, Rise, let's take a detour. As you smiled at him. May I have your arm? Rise squinted again. Yes, but why? He cocked his head to the side in confusion as he offered you his arm. As you simply winked and wrapped your arms around his. It was then you realized just how muscular he was. His toned arm held your own, stuck like arms stable against his. It was comforting. It was a comforting sensation. As you felt safe in his arms. Meanwhile, Rise was realizing many things on his own as well. Your touch sent a shiver down Rise's spine. It was a rather odd sensation, one that he hadn't felt in a long time. He attempted to mind no mind to the feeling, but something about this just felt right. The demon tried to logically access the situation, wondering what would have caused this feeling and why. Where I'm taking you is a secret. One for me to know and you to find out, you asked, escorting him further into the park. It didn't take long to reach your destination. This is a fountain. I'm sure you've had something similar to this in Deimos. As you reached into your pocket for 2 quarters, I wanted to teach you a lesson about human culture before we returned home. If you casted him a somewhat bittersweet smile before placing the coin into the palm of his hand. Now I want you to think of a wish, something you want to come true. Rise closed his eyes before uh, closed his eyes and mused in silence before fluttering his eyelids open. Did you make a wish? I did. What do I do now? He questioned you, staring at the silver quarter in his hand. Throw it into the river. Into the river. Throw it into the water like this. As you closed your eyes, focusing on your thoughts and desires, perhaps you weren't happy on your major, or perhaps you wanted a certain someone to come into your life. There were so many things to wish for, but for now, you've focused on one wish and one alone. As you opened your eyes, giving your quarter a determined smile and tossed it into the base of the fountain. The silver coin skidded across for a few bounces before landing on a spot, creating a rather large for a coin ripple. Rise studied your action before trying it on his own. He threw the coin into the water, creating a splash. He was still rather confused. You sensed this and began. Humans throw coins into wells or fountains and make a wish. Legends say that if you're lucky enough, your wish will come true. As you tried your best to explain to him a rather childish concept, thankfully Rise understood. But what did you wish for? Rise asked, perhaps out of curiosity. That's for me to know and you to find out. Is your wish won't come true if you tell it to others, as you quickly explained, offering him a lukewarm smile. As Rise's curiosity seemed to pique, then will my wish ever come true? You couldn't help but giggle. His questions were similar to those of a child's, and it was adorable. Someday, maybe all your wishes will come true. Is you complimented? Oh, what the heck? Big word. Is you your wish before turning your attention back to the fountain? We should go, Rise. You're right, your name. As Rise offered you his arm and to exhort you home, heat rose to your cheeks as you gracefully accepted his arm. You were unsure of what the future would hold, or whether your friendship with Rise would go. But one thing was for sure. You would cherish this memory, this day of. That was good. Did you guys like it? My goodness. Hopefully you guys can even hear me. Oh, good. I need to get rid of that. Okay. So, how is everyone doing? I think we're like an hour in, I think. I don't even know. I think we are. Yeah, I think we're about an hour in. So, okay. So, hopefully all of you are doing well. Okay. This is fun. Okay, so how'd your guys' day went? Hopefully well. Sorry, I need to do something really quick. I can do it later. Okay. So what next? I don't even know. It happens. Do you guys have any you would like to read? Or for me to read? I can't think of any right now. I don't know. Okay. I don't know. Just text it into the chat if you guys have anything you would like me to read. 2 minutes later, still stuck in the same thing. I don't know. Okay. How long are we in? Dang. For a while. I think it's like an hour and 20 minutes. I don't know. How about MK? Okay. Cabal. Cuddles with Cabal are, okay. Cuddles with Cabal are often and can be spontaneous. He's a very tactical person and loves to be close to you. So, in public, he has no issue with giving you a hug, having an arm around you, and pulling you close to him, etc. He loves to cuddle you on a sofa while you're watching a film. The pair of you falling asleep, he'd be sprawled out on the sofa with you laying on him, his arms holding you close to him and your head resting on his chest. As he'd often plant a little kiss on your forehead. As he'd also wrap his arms around your waist, like is you're cooking or standing up, and will often start swaying with you. Post burns cuddles are very rare at first. Just whilst he gets his confidence back. The first time you'll ever cuddle after his accident will be very raw and emotional. Till be after he's having a hard time. Is you'll end up wrapping him in a hug, comforting him by whispering soothing words into his ears. As you'll calm down, reminding him that you fell in love with him for who he is on the inside, and no amount of fire could ever extinguish that. He's really touch-starved and just wants to be touched and loved. After this, he's more open to hugs and will slowly go back to his old self. Cuddling butt-ass naked in bed is still his favorite thing to do. He loves the feeling of your skin on his, and loves the spoon. Okay. Sub-Zero, or Kuai Liang. He is the definition of touch-starved. He's never really had anything other than a planktonic hug, and even then, they are short and brief. He just wants a little bit of affection. Not that he would admit that. He knows his hugs and cuddles may not be great since his hands are cold, but you know what? He has a warm soul, and that gets to count for something. In public, there are strictly no PDA. He has a reputation. Whether he likes it or not, he wishes he could hold and hug you, though. He wants to feel you against him because it brings him great comfort. In private, he becomes more of a cuddle bug. He loves it. He loves to hold you whilst he reads with your head in his lap, one hand with the book and the other hand, and the other stroking your hair. Massive smile on his face as he catches glances of you. He won't admit it, but he loves when you sit on his lap facing him, hands cupping his cheek and forehead pressed to his, all whilst his arms are around your waist, holding you close to him. He wishes he could be like this. He wishes he can be like this outside of your quarters because your hugs and cuddles are addicting. They bring him great comfort in times of need. As he'll be more cuddlier when he's stressed as well. He just wants to cuddle to calm him down when his meditation has failed. His stress melts away in your arms. In bed, he loves to cuddle with your head resting on his chest, an arm wrapped around protectively around your shoulders, and you're breathing in sync as you fall asleep. And he'll plant little kisses on your forehead and hold you close. Okay. Scorpion, Hanzo Hasashi. Cuddling is one of life's few pleasures in his opinion. He, like Sub-Zero, is touch-starved, but he knows he cannot hug and cuddle in public due to his reputation. He's a little less stagnant than Sub-Zero though, because who is going to argue with Grandmaster Grumpy Face or make a comment? Fucking nobody. Lest they want unless they want to frowny face Hanzo. He wishes you could cuddle more in public since he feels reassured and knows you're safe when you're in his arms. But he has a reputation he must uphold. Cuddles with him are always warm, not overly hot, but cozier and homier in a way. As he feels warm and will always warm you up on cold days. When it's I'm probably guessing you try to spell cold. When it's cold, he uses an excuse to cuddle you more often, since you both need to maintain body heat. He prefers to cuddle in the dark, surrounded by candles, relaxing either on the sofa or in bed. Depending where you are, depends on what type of cuddles he's going to give you. On the sofa, he's a sucker for him being sat up while you lean against him and rest your head on his shoulder. This way, he can be comfy and have his arms wrapped around you whilst you're essentially. Oh my god, I cannot speak today. Yeah, okay. That's why you use him as a pillow. In bed, he loves to cuddle. He loves to cuddle you face to face, so he can stroke your hair from your face and take in all your features. He's very affectionate and vulnerable during these moments. He's like a ball. He will also wrap his arms around your waist just to hold you before spinning you around and kissing you. Hanzo has been through a lot since he wants some TLC. And now since you want some TLC and to be close to you. I cannot speak today. Let's see, we have Aaron. Yeah, I think that one's gonna be my last. Yeah, I think that one's gonna be my last. I'm getting kind of tired, so I hope you guys have an amazing night or morning, whatever you prefer. And have a good night's sleep or day, I don't even know. and I hope you guys enjoyed this live stream. And thank you guys so much for helping me hit 100 subscribers. I'll see you guys next time, or talk to you guys next time. can't really see you through a screen, so I don't know why I even said that. I'm tired. Anyways, I hope you guys have an amazing night or morning, and thank you guys so much for joining me on this live stream. And thank you guys again for the 100 for the 100 subscribers, for helping me reach it.